Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I am playing along with a fun inspiration hop between page maps and Secret Not Secret Kit Club. Christina had asked if some of us wanted to play along with a June page map, and so I of course said yes, and so Page Map sent everyone a different sketch, and we all took the sketch and created a layout based off of that. So there should be lots of inspiration out there today. If you search Page Maps or Secret Not Secret Kit Club, there should be lots of inspiration out there from YouTube to Instagram with those of us who had one of the sketches and created a layout. And so I will have the links below for Page Maps, so you can check out the June sketches as well as the Redefine Creative website so that you can get some more information about the Secret Not Secret Kit Club if you are not a part of it and want to become a part of the Kit Club. So what you see me doing here is I am just adding some splatters to this piece of pattern paper from the Bloom Street collection. I wanted to add a bit more depth to the page. It already had that watercolored background. So I just pulled out some shimmers and some magicals and put some splatters on that background just to, again, add that interest. You will have seen at the beginning of the video the sketch that I was sent, and so that will be what I'm using as my inspiration. I do keep pretty close to the sketch in my final layout. I do not do a couple of the items on the sketch. I kind of make it my own, but I wanted to keep generally the overall layout pretty much the same as the original sketch. And I really love how it all turned out in the end. So while my background is drying, I am taking these florals, and I'm only going to do one on camera, and I believe these are from Pink Fresh. I had gotten these with my Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, which was primarily the Bloom Street collection, and these were some of the florals in it, but I believe these are Pink Fresh. So I'm taking those same colors, and I am just going to add a bit of color to these florals. I don't want it to be super dark. I just want to add a bit of interest and brighten them up a bit with some color so that they kind of coordinate with the overall layout. And I'm just using the purples and the pinks, and then I have a little bit of a sort of bluey teal green color that I'm doing the leaves. So I'm just, like I said, going to do this one floral on camera, and then I do off camera color a few more, and those will show up in each of my clusters for this page. And I really love how that looks, and I made sure I didn't add any extra water to it because they are just paper. I definitely didn't want them to fall apart. And there you see I have brought my background back in, and those florals and everything is all dry. I matted that background pattern paper on a piece of purple cardstock, which the original sketch had what appeared to be some sort of background. On the background, it had sort of that same frame, so I kept that element as well. Now here are the pattern papers that I've chosen to play with. So as you can see, I am definitely going for the purple and the blue color combination. I really like this, and there's a little bit of pink in there too, but I'm primarily focusing on the blues and the purples for this layout. I don't use those colors a lot, so it was kind of fun to be able to pull those and use those from this Bloom collection. Now I do, for a little bit more interest and a little bit more color, I do pull in this hummingbird pattern paper from the Bloom collection. Now in the end you can't really see the hummingbirds, but I do like it for that, just that little tiny hint of green around the edges. I am only going to use that pattern paper to frame my photos, so you only see a little hint of it, but I like the little added interest that that gives. And so here you see I have my 3 main pattern papers that I'm going to use, and I am just laying them out to match how they are in the original sketch with the design of how those pattern papers are laid out. So once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to take my 4 photos that you see here, and I'm going to mat them on that hummingbird paper. Now these photos are printed on my Canon Selfie, and I printed them with a border, and so they're a little bit larger than a 3x4 size. So I really like to use that size when I'm trying to fit multiple photos on a 1-page layout, which is the norm for me. I don't typically do a 2-page layout, so this is how I like to get multiple photos on my pages. And now you see I've got the background and all the pattern papers sort of laid out how they are on the sketch. So I know that this is going to be my overall design, and I really like this. It's kind of I don't want to say it's not an L design, but I do like the sort of vertical and then the horizontal pictures. I really like this entire sketch and the design of this sketch, especially because not only does it have sort of a fun mix of pattern paper layers, but it also brings in my 3 clusters, which I typically have on most of my layouts. So I really enjoyed playing with this sketch for sure. Now I did decide that for each of my clusters I wanted to fussy cut a couple of these little hummingbirds. So you do see that I'm going to cut them from this pattern paper, and I'm just going to do that off camera, but I want it to have one of those in each of my clusters. So what you're going to see me do here is I am going to just go ahead and take all of the bits and pieces that I pulled to use on this layout. I am just going to lay each of those pieces into each of the embellishment clusters for this page, and then off camera I am going to go ahead and glue everything down. But I wanted you to sort of get a feel for how my clusters are going to look, and basically the location of the clusters for this one are pretty much in keeping with where they are on the original sketch as well. Now before I did glue the pattern papers down, I did feel like, especially the lighter pink, I felt like that pattern paper was really blending into the background. So what I decided to do was to take my distress ink, and I believe this is like the lilac color, and I just, for the pattern papers only, I just added a little bit of ink just to give that bit of definition to those pattern papers once I put them on my background. So you're going to see me here, I'm going to lay everything back out again, and see how just adding that little bit of ink to the edge of the papers, it makes those pattern papers now stand out on top of that pattern paper background. So I really do like how that sort of defines them a bit more. And I forgot to do the one that had my photos on it, so I'm going to quickly get that all inked up here, and then you will see me glue these down. And when I was putting this together, I was fussing with that plaid piece of pattern paper there, and at first I was thinking I was going to put it toward the very back of all the paper layers, and then you'll see here I'm going to get my journaling spot exactly where I need it before I lay my strip of photos down, and then I'm going to actually move that plaid piece of pattern paper up behind the photos so that it's like sort of the middle layer in between it and the little purple floral paper as the back layer. So I kind of, again, I was kind of keeping with the sketch, and that was the order that they had the pattern paper, so I kind of kept that same element going. So there you see I have all of my layers down and my clusters are back on the page, and I am now working on my title. Now I am going to put the entire title down, which is going to be Artistic Magic, and you will see it stay this pink font until the end of the video when I go to the still photos. In the still photos, you will see that I did change that font to be a scripty blue, thicker instead of these pink. I felt like the pink was too bright, and so I did change them out for the blue, and I like the overall look of that better. And so for now though, you will see it stay this pink. And the title for this one I thought was kind of fun because these pictures were taken at Epcot during the Festival of the Arts on the walkway between Future World and the World Showcase. They have artists that'll come and do chalk drawings along that walkway, and you can take pictures of them, and they're really beautiful and so colorful, and I mean, they're amazing to see them. So I snapped a few pictures, and basically that's what these pictures are documenting. And so I thought the colors and everything that were in this kit kind of complemented the pictures perfectly, and that is why I decided to go with these. And then I thought the title kind of worked out perfectly for talking about art, sort of chalk drawings. So there you see, like I said, I have the title down. My finishing touch for this layout are going to be these little pearls. I decided to use these pearls instead of enamel dots or sequins, just to add something different and a new texture. A lot of this is just paper, so adding those in just kind of gives a different texture. Now off camera, I will, like I said, change out that title, and I will add my journaling. I do also decide as I'm looking at this page that I felt like it was still missing something. So with my sewing machine, I do end up sewing all around the outer edge of this layout. So you will see that in the still photos. So guys, with that, here are the still photos. And please be sure to check out all the inspiration and check out the Page Maps website for all the beautiful June sketches. And with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.